you celebrate Halloween?
Yes, we celebrate Halloween here in Spain, yes.
What is Halloween for you?
Well, for me, Halloween is an American celebration, an American tradition that we have copied from the Americans, that we have started doing the same like they do. And it has really happened in the last 20 years, I think, that Spanish people have started to do the same as the Americans, which is to dress up and try to be scary and look scary. And so this is what it means for me, Halloween. No? This American tradition that we have copied, and we are doing now the same thing in Spain.
I would like to share it to you about what really Halloween is. Halloween comes from a pagan culture where a druid priest sacrifices women, men, and children for the spirit of the dead. And there are bones that are left over where they got the term bonfire. So it's about sacrificing a life to the dead. It's like the opening. It's like also a worship festival. So it is, and they open those for worship for him because Satan is because this is how the reason why they celebrated this for Satan to be worshipped. This is way he used like it's become a celebration, like a culture celebration. So we use this kind of food for people. So after hearing about the food of Halloween, do you think it is nice to celebrate?
Yeah, I think it's nice to keep the tradition because it has always been celebrated since thousands of years. Now we call it Halloween, but before it was called something else. I think it has existed for a long time. I mean, here what we do is we celebrate on the 1st of November. We celebrate what we call Tots Sans, which means it's the day where you go to the cemetery and put flowers on the dead and you remember the dead. So it's also it has to do with the dead. I mean, it's connected to Halloween. This dark thing. So yeah, of course, I'm happy that it's being celebrated, and I think it will continue to be celebrated. It comes from very, very far back, thousands of years, I think.
So you celebrate it because of the culture that you have.
But now we have like kind of Americanized it, because we do the same like the Americans who do the pumpkin. Before here people didn't know about the pumpkin and getting dressed and trying to be scary and all that. We know because foreigners have come to live here and we have learned from them, and also because we see it in the movies. But before we didn't do that on the 31st, on the night of the 31st we didn't do that. And now we do it, of course, because we adopted it from the Americans.
Yeah. But this kind of celebration, it is like a sin or abomination for God. So for those who celebrated it, so they like sinning.
Maybe in the past it was like that, but not anymore. Nowadays it's become just a fun thing to do, just to have fun and enjoy. And I think most people that celebrate Halloween, they just want to have a good time, and it's funny. I mean, it's not really supposed to be scary. It's just you're trying to be funny, and have a good time, have a laugh. And so I don't think there's anything sinful about it, or it has, or anything that offends God or anything. I don't think. I mean, maybe in the past, but now it doesn't have that meaning anymore.
So that's what is your point of view. For me, for people who celebrating it, because they don't know really the truth, so we still continue doing it. But we could not deny that it still belongs to
the thing is,
Satan.
This tradition comes from the Celtic culture,
It's from pagan.
Exactly. So that's the time when they considered the dark period of the year was beginning, right? And on the 1st of November, they consider that's the dark part of the year. And on the 1st of May, it's the light part of the year. So it's just a Celtic tradition that's been adapted into Christianity, just like Christmas. It's the same thing. It comes from the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, and it's been adapted into a Christian celebration, which is Christmas. So it's the same thing, you know. I mean, it's something that has existed for a long time, and it has been adapted into a Christian version of it.
Yeah, but it's different celebrating Christmas because in Christmas we're celebrating life
Yeah, I know what you mean.
than celebrating the dead.
It's like you have to see Halloween as a way of honoring the dead, remembering them, not forgetting them, giving flowers to them, remembering them, paying homage to the dead and remembering them. So, you know, I don't think there's anything sinful or dark or bad about it. No.
And I would like to share about the salvation. Yeah, for us as those who walk as a Christian, we do not celebrate this kind of Halloween because we're not celebrating the dead. But of course, we will remember the memories. But we are here to celebrate life.
But I mean, here in Spain, the 1st of November, which is the day after Halloween, you know, it's a Catholic tradition. You know? We go to the cemetery and we call it Tots Sants, which means all saints. That's the day where we celebrate all the saints. We celebrate on that day, and so it's a religious festivity. It's a Catholic thing, Christian thing. But it's true that we don't do it on the night of the 31st. We do it the following day, on the 1st of November. So here in Spain, it's not. I mean, well, you know, the 30. What Halloween maybe is. It's a minority thing. The young people do it. Halloween here in Spain. You know, the young people do it, but many other people don't have any clue what is Halloween. So. It's just, but as I said, I think most people that do it is just a fun time, like Carnival or in February, or it's just they just want to have a fun night, get dressed up, and have a few laughs and enjoy. They don't really think about what is the religious meaning, or is this sinful or does it offend God? Nobody really thinks about this here in Spain, at least. You know, they just want to have a good time. That's all.
And I would like to share the last thing. For God, it is an abomination for him. Because he is the real.
How do you know it's an abomination for him? Did you ask him?
No, it is because it is the way that people can worship Satan. So, this is what.
I don't know. I've celebrated Halloween many times. I've never worshipped Satan.
No, that
you know, look,
doesn't know.
Carnival is a very fun time. Carnival in February, you know, and people enjoy Carnival. So we have an excuse to do it again on the 31st of October. You know, get dressed up again, have some good times with our friends. So people just use it as an excuse to get dressed up, have a good time, enjoy, have a party, and that's it. That's what Halloween is.
Yeah, so
it's an excuse to make a new carnival and not having to wait one more year until February. Okay. That is what Halloween is here in Spain.
That's what people know, but for us, it is an abomination to the Lord, and
that's a way of understanding it.
Yeah, because
I've never seen it like that.
Yeah, because it is for the culture, they think that it is. But we don't judge them or whatever. We just only want to share about the salvation. So it is an abomination for the Lord, for God. So
we don't know that.
Yeah, I know. So that's why we want to share that this is not pleasing. This is not pleasing in the eyes of the Lord. So that we could receive the salvation, so we need to put our hope in trust in Jesus Christ. And yeah, not to worship or doing what the Halloween is, because behind of Halloween it is for the work of the enemy.
Yeah, I think maybe less than 100, maybe less than 1% of the people that celebrate Halloween are seeing it in the way that you're saying. That's like a very, 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 very small minority of people that see Halloween as Satan worship or something like that. You're really going into a thing that is a true minority. You know?
Yeah, as I said,
it's just a cultural thing that's been done for a long time, and you don't have to dig so deep into it. I think, you know. you can view it from this point of view of being an offense to God and all that, you know. But I think you're just going too deep. I think most people, as I said, it's just a fun night to have some fun.
That's how it is.
People like to dress up, you know. People like creativity, and that's the night where you can show your creativity. Just look how I dress up, you know. Look how scary I am. So that's what people are thinking about in Halloween. They're not thinking about I'm gonna worship Satan. I'm gonna sacrifice some animals. I'm gonna behead some goats. I'm gonna burn a church. No, they're not thinking about
it's
that.
not like that,
you know?
but because
As I say, maybe less than 1% of the people think about those things, you know. But 99% nowadays in 2019, that has absolutely nothing to do with worshiping Satan. It has nothing to do with offending God or being against God. It's just a night to have some fun, just like Carnival or any other, you know, cultural celebration. That's it.
Yeah, because
That's my point of view, and that's, I think, point of view of most people here.
Yeah. Maybe sometimes because we really don't know what is behind it, the deeper meaning of Halloween. So that's why, because of this, it become a cultural.
You're talking about the origins of it.
Yeah, that's
The origins
origin.
about
It came
like
from
maybe 1,000 years ago. I understand that in the origin it was connected to worshiping, you know, the dark things.
Yeah,
because
but-
it's a time when you consider that the dark time of the year is beginning. You know, short days, darkness. So the origins, as you say, is true. You know, probably they were doing worshiping Satan and all those things. You know, but as I say, nowadays it's become a commercial thing. I mean, you can see it everywhere. All the shops are selling Halloween things. You know? So it's a lot of things, but what you're saying is a very, very minority way of seeing it, you know. That's my opinion, and
thank you for how you understand Halloween. And I hope and pray that we will really know the truth of God. At least we will know what is happening in this world.
does God get offended when you dress up for Carnival? February?
For me, we could it depends to a person if they really believe in God. So for them, if it is not the way how it is.
I know, but what I mean is that God doesn't get offended when you dress up in February in Carnival. So why would He be offended when you dress up on the 31st of October? I mean, it's the same thing. You just want to dress up to have some fun with your friends.
It
Same
depends,
thing.
maybe.
If He
how-
doesn't get offended in Carnival, then why should He be offended for Halloween? You know?
in Carnival, but for me, it is an abomination. If those things that what they follow in Halloween.
Okay, for you it's an abomination.
So thank you, and can we pray?
Yeah.